And welcome into the another session of Facebook Live. We are here again to discuss about a very crucial thing which we all come across, like being an Indian and being an Indian woman and a daughter. I mostly come across the people who sometimes discourage the breastfeeding. And there are the girls these days who are very much ambitious, or they come across a lot of problems saying that the feed is not coming, or many other reasons. And there are some myths around the breastfeeding, because of which there is a lot of demotivation in breastfeeding the child for initial years of the life. So I will first of all start with the very first milk which comes out the mother, which is the colostrum. So colostrum is very important milk which is there in the mother's milk, and which is actually very high in protein, less in fat. The DHA and arachidonic acid, which is a high antioxidant, is also very important, which is supposed to be taken by the kids. And then it has high antibodies and immunoglobulins, which really helps in the kids to save themselves from the lot of infections and viruses in the world when they come into. So the colostrum health. So as I can conclude for the colostrum, is the colostrum is the milk which saves the child from lot of the infections which are present in the world, which is full of viruses and bacteria. So whenever there is any newborn, to your family, to your friends, to the neighbors, please convey. And with, as a health professional, or the doctors or the dietitians, it is very important for all of us to motivate our patients, our clients, to breastfeed the child. Now the second option comes the normal milk. The normal milk is again as nutritive as the colostrum, but the high thick milk, so it is very thick and yellowish in color. So there is a some myth which even I have heard in my family earlier, that people used to say, "Ki don't feed on this because it is a stale milk, it should not be given to the child." But it is very important to give the colostrum. Colostrum is very highly nutritive, very good, having a high antibodies and immunoglobulin. So please feed your baby in the first milk, which is known as the colostrum. Now when we talk about the other milk, like till what period we should actually breastfeed. So till 6 months of the period from the birth, infant should be completely breastfed. It should be exclusive breastfeeding, wherein we do not include any weaning food, any formula feed at that particular time. Sometimes we come across the in the outpatients, we come across the patients coming and telling that, "Ma'am, I'm not getting the feed." So trust me, it is more of the psychological, and even the few drops coming in the initial years, initial days, or initial few hours are absolutely fine. There is no worry about it. Okay, so you can aram say feed your kids on the initial feed. Even if it is a few drops, it is more than sufficient for the child. Then comes your like, people say that the child is not able to take it. So you have to actually get the child close to your skin. When there is a suckling by the child, the oxytocin is produced, which helps in lot of production of the milk. So there are a lot of hormones which our brain helps to produce. So that, for that, you need to get your child close to you, and the suckling should be done. And once your child suck, and keep it as close to you, because it is not only important for the nutritional importance is there, but a lot of psychological psychological and social. So it has been seen that there is a lot of social and psychological. So baby feels more safe when it is close to the mother. It the psychological, and the kids which are fed on the breast, are breastfed, are more stable, are more psychologically and socially stable. So the this is the best time when we can have a very good bonding with our kids. I myself was pursuing my PhD while my when I gave birth to my darling daughter. So I took the 6 months complete break, and I was staying back at home. In fact, I was there with my husband in Bangalore. At that time, I was pursuing from Varanasi. So I took the entire 6 months was the time which I had a very tough time during my pregnancy because I was completing my courseworks and all. But I made it sure that I have to breastfeed my daughter, or whatever son, whatever child I'm going to get, for the 6 months. So I really will appreciate all the mothers. I really will appreciate all the grandmothers, all the family members, friends, those ladies who are staying alone with no family support. Please make sure that whatever be the conditions, you do breastfeed your child for minimum of the 6 months time. Then coming forward, there are other different yeah, so there are the different benefits, not only to the child. Definitely it is that it is nutritionally very sound. The milk, the properties and all those things are very very high. So I'll just tell you the basic component of your breast milk, so that all of you, so that it's very very much the as in the previous lives also, I have been talking a lot about the recommended dietary allowance. So if we see the nutritive property of the breast milk is very much similar to the infants the daily recommended allowances, wherein if you see this infant milk has 65 kilocalories per 100 grams, what we talk about. Then the fat is 3.4 grams, calcium is 28 mg, protein is almost around 1.1, and in the colostrum it is 2.7, so it's quite high. And if we talk about the fat in the colostrum is still less, 2.9, and the fat in the infants, whatever mother's milk is, it is 3.4 grams. So these are the differences, which are the very minute differences, which we sometimes do not really feel that they are, and then we ignore. So basically these all they are more safe and more um, it's there, it's there. So I think I have got a message that I'm not seen live, but I can see many people seeing me live. So I will continue the session. And definitely, and then there are different I'm just trying to see so that I do not miss out any important pointers. So I'm just looking into the some pointers as well. So what are the benefits to the mother? Sometimes these days many of the working women are there who have to then join back to the work after 6 months time. So for them, my message is that you have the pumpings, and the breast pumps are very much available these days in the market. So please go through it, go through the proper sterilization and the pumping procedures. They are all the instructions being provided. So make sure that you pump, and then the milk which is breast pump can be saved in the refrigerator for 24 hours. So even if you want to resume your work, you can easily preserve it for 24 hours. And when you talk about, if you deep freeze the milk, the breast milk which you pump, it can be there for almost 6 months time if you freeze it. So there are, so the mothers who are actually having certain psychological or physiological disorders, because of which they are not able to produce good amount of milk, you can, even those who are having the excess milk can even donate to the lot of um, uh, milk banks are there. So you can donate, so that the infants or the child who are deprived of the breast milk can consume that. So you can just google and you can get the places where these things are available. Now when I was talking about the benefits to the mother, so there are certain benefits wherein it saves you from the many of the non-communicable diseases. So if you breastfed really, you are safe from the obesity during the breastfeeding. If you really breastfeed the child properly, you can shed your weight, which is the extra weight what you put. And the previous session also I told that how much should be the 11 kgs or something which will look for the weight gain during the pregnancy for a women who is at the normal BMI. Those who are on the higher BMI, we do not recommend a very high weight gain, but definitely 7 kgs is still very much recommended, because 3.3 to 3.5 kgs again your baby's weight, and the rest is your placenta weight, and the other whatever fat globules and the fat globules are there for the breast milk production and the other body physiological changes. So and then during the breastfeeding, all those fat is being utilized which is stored during the pregnancy to produce the milk. So if you really breastfeed your child for all this while, you reduce those, you shed that weight very easily. And the glycemic control is good, the insulin sensitivity is good. So even the mothers who are type 1 diabetic has been seen doing really well when they breastfeed their child. So there is during the gestational diabetes, or the gestational diabetes is basically the diabetes which you get during the pregnancy, which is sometimes which is over by the time you give the birth, and sometimes it even extends. So we have to be very careful. One has to be very careful in order to get the proper nutritional support for the females. So and those mothers who complain that they don't get the breastfeed and etc., that is primarily because of the nutritional status of those mothers is not correct, not good. So you have to have the balanced diet. There is no substitute of the one balanced diet what I have explained in the first video, Facebook live session. And you can see the cover photo also have shown one plate. So that is how you can inculcate all the food groups on your food, and your plate should contain all those things, and that is mostly for the 3 meals of a day. Now if we talk about the breaking the food into the 5, so from that only, like roti, sabzi and dal you can have for your breakfast, and then some fruit and dairy you can have in between the meals. So those who are in the hard working, so if somebody in the sales field or somebody who's a construction worker, I definitely tell them to have a 3 meals and be happy, a breakfast and lunch, and you can have it heavy, because throughout the day they work hard and they move around. But those, like I'm in Bangalore, so I have the maximum clientele as the IT engineers and IT field, so they generally have more of the sitting things. So the ladies who are actually breastfeeding their kids should also have the 5 meal patterns. So all through the breastfeeding you need to have the 5 meal pattern, wherein you break and take the small portions of the food, and the nutritive food is very important. Now another benefit of breastfeeding is it is a natural contraceptive. So even if you are breastfeeding your child, you are not going to conceive in that period of time. So if you're really breastfeeding your child for 2 years, so there are the some default cases, so that is the different completely different. There are exceptions in everything. So except that, it is a known natural contraceptive if you feed your child on the breast milk. And ovarian cancer and the breast cancer are the two very important cancers which you can prevent only by breastfeeding your child. So those, if you just go into the statistics, wherein the females who are having the ovarian or breast cancers are mostly those who have not breastfed their kids. So that is something very very important. You all need to be very very conscious about the breastfeeding while you are rearing your child. Now there is the formula supplementation. So formula supplementation is not recommended immediately after the childbirth. Maybe that there are certain physiological reasons because of which the child is not able to take the mother's feed. At that time we definitely say to go for the formula feeds, not to the cow's milk, because the cow milk has like high lactose and other microbes which is not fit for the intestines of the child. So initial days we should avoid that. Even when we are starting the weaning, we should try to keep the breast milk as a basic for even after the 6 months. And we should start with the weaning foods. Weaning foods can be your mashed, so it should be amylase rich products. So when you prepare dalia is germinated wheat. So and then you make a malt out of it. So that is something very very good. If you can give the rice gruels, you can make rava thing. You can give mashed banana, mashed other vegetables. Fruit juices are not very much recommended because the fructose is not very good for the microbiome or the gut microflora of a child. So that should be avoided to some extent. Fruit juices, even if you are introducing, you should start introducing the fruits itself, will be more helpful. And as I always say that going for the fruits is always a better option than going for the uh, uh, fruit juices, right? So and then working women, I have already explain. Yeah. So again, there is one very important composition of the nutrition, which is DHA and arachidonic acid. So these two are rich in the mother's milk. And to make it rich, so the breast, how, what is the composition of the breast milk, what is the health, what is going to be the health of the child, very much depends upon the nutrition of the mother. So you need to be very careful in taking the nutrition. So at that for the DHA you should always take. So the non-veg vegetarian eaters can eat fish twice, minimum twice a week, or you can have handful of nuts. Whereas the pumpkin seeds, your watermelon seeds, your flax seeds, almonds, walnuts are very high in DHA, so which can help you. So during your breastfeeding, you should mostly give in on the DHA, and not on the very much fried items. I myself had some laddus after my during my lactation my mom made. So I do had some. They are very good. Definitely they are good, but these days it is more modified into the high sugar and high fat. So before it used to be made, it was more of the nuts, more of the grains, and jaggery was used. Nowadays everyone uses sugar or a lot of ghee. So during the post pregnancy or during the lactation, I won't suggest to indulge into too much of the fried items or too much of the fatty or the ghee or oil. You should concentrate more on the all the food groups and the more balanced food. Definitely little bit of fat is required for the milk production and also for the mother health, but trust me, it will again be a case sensitive, like how much weight gain you have during your pregnancy. Depending upon that, we alter the fat intake. So if somebody is really having a very high quantity of high weight gain during the pregnancy, we do not encourage too much to for the this thing fat intake during the lactation. Okay, then lycopene is also a very important antioxidant, so which is required during the post pregnancy, during the breastfeeding, which we can get with all the red vegetables and fruits. So basically, lycopene is very high in tomatoes. So some tomato chutney, some tomato juices, tomato soup, if you take, you are able to. And your food always should have different colors. I always tell that sometimes in the afternoon you have the colored vegetables, so your plate should be full colored. In the evenings or in the mornings, you make it all a bit of green. And then there should be a combination of all the fruits and vegetables and nuts and dairy products. Now there is one very sincere appeal to the all the leaders and to all the facilitators, to all the management people who are viewing or who will be seeing my video, that please provide some safe space for the mothers to feed, because we have We have provision for toilets, we have provision for mobile phones, we have provision of changing the dresses somewhere, but we hardly. And in the malls also, I have only few very high end malls have the baby care units wherein the mothers can sit and feed their child. So these kind of it just needs a 10 square meter area for a small couch where a mother can sit and feed the child. So there should be on the roads, on everywhere we go around, we should, on the parks, in the public areas, we should provide a small area in order to help the mother to feed the child. Also there is lot of stress during the post pregnancy that mothers go through. There is the lot of stress regarding if one is working, then along with the work they have to come back, and the child sleep cycles are very disturbed. So sometimes they sleep in the night, sometimes they sleep in the day. So it's very important that you take a proper sleep, you take the proper sleep, and the child and mother should be allowed to sleep with the child. So all these small things really help in the because whatever my mom always used to tell me that whenever you're feeding, always smile, even if your mood is off, just smile. So because though all those energies pass on to the kids, so we have to be really very careful regarding the while the breastfeeding practices we do. So, and yeah, citrus fruit should are sour and should not be taken as they're a kind of a myth I would like to address, which is not really very true, that all these like bangan should not be consumed, or some low calorie food sometimes they give. So please give the very highly nutritive, nutrition doesn't always mean fat. So there are the lot of myths wherein people feel that when we talk about nutrition, we talk about either fat or calories. So it's strong. We talk about the nutrients. So nutrients are the calcium, protein, vitamins, minerals, phosphorus, magnesium, zinc, iron. So all these things should be taken care. So certainly, if an individual is low in iron and calcium, the supplementation should be continued even after the pregnancy, after the 6 months of lactation, depending upon your gynecologist or a dietitian's suggestions. Any questions? You cannot see much of the questions today. I think it was a very short notice, so maybe that. Well, so please, if there is any question, write down there. I will get back with certain answers. Thank you so much.